That's enough.com, hot97.com. What's good, y'all? My name is Jameer Pond. Back for another interview. I am here with somebody who is special to the R&B game right now. He's on the come up. You really got to watch out for him. My man, MikeXAngel. How you?
Yo, man, I'm good, man.
You good, fam?
Appreciate you for letting me come by and talk with you for a little bit.
I appreciate you for letting me on the guest list to come through, you know, because it was definitely an event that I felt like I didn't know, because I heard you on Anticipation 3 with Trey Songz.
Right.
So I'm like, I don't know how the New York audience is going to be, you know, but as soon as I came through, I mean, everybody and their mother was there, so I know you appreciated that love from New York,
Because New York is a tough crowd.
Yes.
You can make it out here, you can make it anywhere.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? So,
yeah.
For sure.
So you're from Virginia.
Yeah.
You come from an interesting beginning. Like, I was talking to Asantwa, shout out to 300, Artist Republic,
Right.
and she was telling me a lot about your story, how it was like, you know, you started from gospel roots in the church, but there came an interesting point where you were at Starbucks just trying to make it. And I feel like some people, they always see the tip of the iceberg when it comes to artists, like you just popping off now, but they don't really know the humble beginnings. So you started off in some pretty interesting conditions.
Yeah,
Let us know.
Like, for real, I just started, I started getting serious about the writing thing, like, about 18, 19. It was like when I bought my first mic. I actually got it for a gift, you know what I'm saying, from my pops, but I bought the rest of my studio equipment. And I just started getting serious about music, you know what I'm saying? I started, you know, getting creative, and I was in my room, so I could mess up as much as I wanted to. I could you know, get as creative as I would like. And a lot of the songs that are on my project, my up-and-coming project, Nothing is Something, I wrote in my apartment building in a small little crate, like on a broken down laptop, just vibing out, you know what I'm saying? So it's dope just to see the records grow and almost take a life of their own, and see people like on this tour that I'm on with Trey, and see them like reacting to it and singing the words back. It's an amazing feeling, bro. Yeah,
Virginia is such a interesting hub because you get a lot of, I feel like the soul of black music lies in a certain few places. Yeah, specifically in Virginia, though. I mean, you got Trey, you got Chris Brown, you got D'Angelo, you got the producing stylings of Timbaland, the Neptunes, Missy Elliott. You know, so this is this hub of people coming out with soul, but you see, it's nicely blended with the church as well. So you started off in the church. How was that transition from, you know, singing in the choir, and you know, how'd your family take it when you were like, I want to do secular music? And
yeah, well, you know, it wasn't really like I just decided to do it. It was like it was more of like, because I learned like a lot of my techniques from the church, like, you know, just singing properly and stuff like that, because I never really had lessons or anything like that. So, you know, a lot of the techniques I learned in the church, and that's actually where I got my name from, MikeXAngel. So a lot of the deacons and stuff like that would be like, man, like, your voice is super unique, like, you got a gift. And, like, don't waste that. Like, you know what I'm saying? You got the voice of an angel. And I just, like, believed that, and I stuck with that. So it was dope just to learn from that, from like, that stuff from church. And then, you know, growing up, you experience certain things, different situations. You might get in a relationship with a girl and stuff like that. And, you know, I wouldn't say that I wouldn't say that I was like, yo, let me do secular music. I was just like, yo, you know, let me write down my experiences that I'm going through and shit like that. So, you know, it's like all of my songs are about relationships and like how I felt at that moment. So yeah.
You were working at Starbucks at one point.
Right.
And, you know, did you ever feel like at that moment, you working at Starbucks, you know, you working other jobs just to make ends meet while still writing? Did you ever feel like this moment would happen? Like, you're here on tour now with Trey Songz. Did you feel like, when did it start feeling real for you?
Well, like, I feel like it was always going to happen somehow because of how hard I worked. Like, I used to work at Amazon too. So I used to work 2 jobs, but like literally like right after I get off of work, like I'm just in the studio, I'm in work mode like constantly. So like always trying to knock out a new song, a better song than the last one. So, you know, I always felt like it was going to happen for me because of how passionate I was about music. But happen this way, I wouldn't, you know what I'm saying? If you would have told me this a year ago, I wouldn't even believe it. So it's just dope to see how everything is growing.
Where does that faith lie? Like, you know, the fact that, you started from such humble beginnings. Like, who are the people that inspired you and kind of put the faith in you? Not even like from the industry, but the people who was like, "Yo, Mike, you really gotta."
Well, first off, I can say I have a strong family support. You know what I'm saying? Like my mother and then my brother is super into music as well. But you know, like my manager Moo, like he's super encouraging. You know what I mean? So like that's somebody that's in my corner, and then people like Kevin Lyles, and then of course like Leor. Just having them in my corner is like amazing because these are like the pioneers of hip hop. Like these guys are like the game. You know what I'm saying? So just to have them in my corner backing me up and telling me like, "Yo, Mike, you the one." You know what I'm saying? And you know, for real, they taught me to really believe in myself and really believe in myself before everybody else does. You know what I'm saying? So it's dope to have those influences in my life, for real, and the support system that I have is crazy, bro. And then Trey Songz is a mentor. Like, you couldn't ask for a better mentor.
Right.
Like, come on.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So you meet your manager, because I thought that was interesting, and you play him a song called Boss, and you like, man, I wish, you said that you wish that Trey Songz could be on this or hear this song, and then he was like, I'll make it happen.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. When I first did Boss, I only had a verse and a hook to it. So it was like, it was an incomplete song. So I really didn't want to play it for anyone. But, my manager, he's like, yo, I remember that night specifically because Trey was recording a song or whatever. And the whole session, I'm just quiet, like relaxing, just soaking up game because,
it's Trey Songz.
It's Trey Songz, yeah. You know what I'm saying? Come on. So,
you gotta sit back at that moment,
back and relax and actually enjoy the moment. This is my first time meeting him, so, at the end of the session, he's like, "Yo, I want to play you the song from this kid right here. It's called Boss or whatever." And he plays the song or whatever.
And you're sitting there.
And I'm sitting there
watching him.
Yeah, I'm just relaxing.
Not nervous.
Not a little nervous.
Okay.
I'm not gonna say I'm a little nervous.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Just because
I would be,
Yeah, of course. I don't want him to be like, "Yo, that sounds terrible. That's out of date, bro." Like, you know what I'm saying? So I was, of course, nervous about the reaction or whatever, but I was, of course, humbled and excited and blessed just to be able to be in the room with him and play one of my songs. Like, if I would have left that night like that, I would have been still happy. You know what I'm saying? But he listened to the song. He's like, "Yeah, it's all right. It's cool." And he bounces and he leaves. So I'm like, all right.
I don't know what that means, right?
What does that mean? Is that mean he likes it? So, a couple months later, I get a call from my manager. He's like, well, my manager now, but he's like, yo, Trey, he likes the song. Like, he wants to record the song. So I got that call at work, and I'm like, man. So, I shoot all the information over the instrumental and everything like that. And a few months later down the line, he puts the song on Intermission 1 and 2. And that's not the only song that I actually got on those two projects. I got Boss and Chill as well.
Yeah.
And it was, of course, it was a collaborative effort between me and him, but it was just dope, man, just to see those songs grow. Like, now they got millions of views, and they started off just in my room, you know what I'm saying? Me vibing out, really just being myself, not even thinking like, oh, this could be for Trey. Like, I'm just making a song, you know what I'm saying? So it's amazing. It's a blessing, bro.
You talk about the collaborative effort, and you guys work so well together. I don't know if it's just a Virginia thing,
I appreciate that,
but you guys work really well together in the studio. How are you guys cooking up so much authentic? Because that's what it feels like. It feels like two homies singing about topics that are relatable. Right. What's the process when you get in the studio with Trey?
The process is different every time. Like, I know a couple of songs that are on Anticipation 3. Like, we were just we was riding on a bus or on a plane or whatever, and then he'll just put a beat on, and we'll be rocking to the beat, and he'll just say something. I'll say something like word for word, or at certain times where we'll just sit in the studio and play a beat, and we'll just start from the beginning. You know what I'm saying? Like, sometimes we almost don't even have a beat, and we'll just only have words, and then we'll find a beat. Like, it's so many different processes or ways that we go about it. Like, it's crazy. But it's just a vibe, bro. It's like, when you got that relationship and that chemistry with somebody, it's like, it can't be broken. You know what I mean? Like, it's dope.
Yeah. From the time I was in college here in Anticipation 1 to now here in Anticipation 3, I mean, you get so much of Trey Songz well-rounded body of work. And now on 3, he extends his hand to you and other artists that kind of help make that. So I would say it's about 60% Trey, but one noticeable track, though, is the bonus track. Anxious, which
Word.
is one of my
That's
favorite
you,
joints
bro.
on the mixtape, because again, it's a relatable topic. You know, you have situations where you having sex, and it's like
you may have gotten too deep in the situation. And
right.
Like, hold up, wait. This isn't really what I want.
Exactly.
I'm having fun though.
And she like, what are we?
I'm like, yeah.
You like, I ain't.
What are we?
What are we? What are we for real?
Yeah, it's like no disrespect, but it's just like, you know what people really do think. You know what I'm saying? It's like people are in a situation, like people are like, yo, man, I got this chick, like I like her, but I don't love her. You know what I mean? So yeah.
How vulnerable do you have to be to? You know, because I'm sure that has happened to you. So how vulnerable do you have to be to kind of put your raw emotion into songs like that, knowing that, oh, Jaleesa might hear this?
Yeah, like, I try not to worry about those things, because if I did, like, I would drive myself crazy for real. So, like, every experience, like, that I'm in, or anything, like, any relationship that I'm in, like, they already know ahead of time that, like, this
you could be a part of art.
You could be a part of this song, because songwriting is life experiences. You gotta live to be able to write songs. You can't just, you know what I'm saying, just write songs out of thin air. Some people can, you know what I'm saying, to be an artist, but, like, sometimes you have to live those situations and stuff like that. And some of them are, like, exaggerated, you know what I'm saying, because I am an artist, so I can kind of put myself in situations that I'm not in, but Anxious was definitely one of those songs that was just so real to me. And like I actually got the chance to play that song for Drake when I was in in LA. It was like, it was amazing, bro. I told him, I was like, yo, Drake, this is like my favorite song, bro. Like, literally my favorite song right here. He checked it out. He was like really rocking when he was like, yo, man, you really got some shit. Like, it was just amazing to hear him say that and get the same reaction from you know, fans on tour and stuff like that, and see them sing the words back to me. It's just crazy. It's an amazing feeling, bro.
Knowing that now you work with Trey and listening to his body and work for so long, which track do you kind of now wish a Trey's that, man, if I was around, I wish I would have jumped on that? Because I could add my own kind of flavor to that.
Yo, that's a hard one. Damn, that's a hard one. I love Cheat on You. That's like
my God.
That's like one of my favorite
that song,
for real. Yeah. Because it's like so real. It's almost like Anxious, because it's like something that guys want to say, but they not going to say it to their girl. They would never say it to their girl ever. You know what I mean? But that song right there is like, it brings me back to a moment in time. You know, when I was in high school, you know what I'm saying, with this girl, that is dope. I
like, it's one of my favorite Trey songs. You know, listening to that, especially going through, like, you guys again have the way of singing and writing that is so relatable, because I've been there. It's like, yo, I hate you, I want to cheat on you, I do, but I'm not going to tell you that. The things you do make me want to cheat. I hate you, but I want to cheat on you. You know, yo, look. I totally agree. If I could sing, that would be one of my top 5 Trey songs that I would definitely sing.
I'm gonna actually ask him, yo, can I do a remix of that, bro?
Yo, that would not. I need you on the remix. Like 10, 12 years later, we gonna see. Right.
We need to collab on that. That's crazy.
Yeah, but you know, it's just good to know that somebody who is a fan of somebody's work can really work with them now. And you know, I'm sure Trey has been instrumental part of your life on stage, off stage. Definitely. What are some of the best advice that he has given you on your journey to superstardom?
Man, like I could say like the best advice that he's ever given me, and it's so cliche and like simple, but it's like really true. It's like, just believe in yourself, believe in your creativeness, believe in whatever talent you have. Just go forth with it strong, because no one else can do you. You know what I'm saying? Like, only you can do you. So be as unique as you can. You know what I'm saying? And just believe that you can do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Okay. Dope.
Believe in yourself before anyone else does. You know what I mean?
Right.
Way ahead.
Because you got to be your own cheerleader before anybody else
it's all about
does.
It's all about the mind.
Right.
You know what I'm
saying? I want to talk to you a little bit about the state of R&B, just because you are somebody who's coming up in a new generation of R&B.
Right.
And there's always these conversations, is R&B dead, and is R&B dead. I heard one of your songs, I can't remember which one, but a line stuck out to me. It was like, who gives a fuck about love anyway? And that hit me because sometimes I do feel like that, but sometimes I also feel like a lot of artists now in this generation of R&B feel like that. Do you feel like R&B has kind of lost that love and it's just more driven by sex and kind of vibey R&B?
I would say like a lot, you know, it's different, you know what I mean? Because sometimes when you write a song, it's just for the moment, how you feel at that moment. Like, I feel like love definitely isn't dead. Like, it's still it's a wide open lane for like people just to talk directly to the ladies and talk about love. But when you mention that song, it's called No One's Loving. But
No One's Loving.
Yeah, it's called No One's Loving. I say, who gives a fuck about love anymore?
Right? You know what
I'm saying? But it's like, it's really just asking that question, like, yo, is there still anybody out there with hope? You know what I'm saying? Have love, like, you know what I mean? So I mean, even though this song is kind of raunchy and it's like, yo, like this kid's crazy, but at the end of the day, I'm just asking that question just to see if there's anybody out there still, like, you know, loving, like. So. You
feel like R&B, aside from yourself, of course, because you are R&B, but you feel like the genre is losing its way or has lost its way and kind of bringing it back, or you feel like R&B ever fell off?
I never feel like R&B fell off. I don't think it fell off. I just think people are more trendy nowadays. You know what I'm saying? They're more focused on like what's hot right now, you know what I'm saying? But R&B is still very alive, I feel like, you know what I mean? Like, it's always that time where sometimes you want to get away from the trendy stuff and you just want to listen to some smooth R&B shit. So it's still there, bro. It's still there. It's still a wide open lane for it, too.
Okay.
For real.
Who were some of your influences coming up?
A lot of my influences are from, like, older cats, like Stevie Wonder. I'm in love with his vocals.
Facts.
The way his runs, like, the way he comes off on a song. Like, he could take a topic. Like, you could read Stevie Wonder's titles and be like, what is he about to say?
And
like,
you don't never know. Like
you know what I mean? Like, Overjoy or, like, you know what I mean? Just certain songs that I love. I just love his range, too. And then, of course, I'm a huge Michael Jackson fan.
Gotcha.
You know what I'm saying? I love Michael Jackson from the beginning. A huge Trey fan, huge Usher fan. Like, just the guys that really, like, stuck to those roots with R&B and stuff. So, you know, yeah.
People say their first album, their first piece of work, full body of work, they've been writing their whole life.
Right.
You know, this album for you, if you could say this album for me is blank, what would you put?
Well, it's a project, so it's not actually.
I'm sorry, a project. Yeah.
It's not my first album.
Yeah.
But, I would say this album for me was like it's a dream come true. This project is a dream come true because, you know, I've been writing songs my whole life. I've been scrapping songs. Like, it'll be times where I listen to a song for maybe just a couple months and I'd be like, you know what, I don't even like that song. But like with Nothing to Something, I feel like this project, I'm so proud of it. I'm just so like willing to do whatever it takes just to get everybody to hear it because I put so much hard work and effort into it. So this project is just a dream come true. Just period. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's a blessing.
How long did it take you to craft the songs and kind of decide? Because to me, you seem like sort of a perfectionist. Like, you have a song, it might be dope, and you're like, nah.
Yeah. Like, or it might be just a line where I'm like, you might need to change that line.
Right.
Something like that. But I'm definitely, I try not to be too perfect because, like, for real, being perfect is like, it's kind of sucks.
It could be detrimental,
It's not really that cool to be perfect. But,
yeah.
You know, I just try to make sure that I'm saying everything that I want to say. Like, I'm coming off the right way. Like, I try to put myself in the listener's eyes, you know what I'm saying, rather than just, you know, like, oh, this is the shit that I like, you know what I mean? So, yeah.
So, we just dropped the single. One Time. Love it.
Produced by my homie Sean Momberg. Shout out to him.
Okay. Shout out to the homie. It's out. I love it. I like the fact that you don't slack on vocals, writing, and the production is there. Yes, it's a complete song. And sometimes we lack that from R&B because we so caught up in maybe the vibe, or we so caught up in the production that we kind of forget about. Like, you kind of encompass all three on there.
Appreciate that.
Yeah. So like when I'm hearing it, I'm like, okay, again, it takes you to a place. You know, this is a little different than Anxious, but a lot different. Yeah, but it's still a standout song. What made this the single for you, and the song that you were like, all right, let me start off off the project with this?
I think definitely I love the pace of the song. Like it just has that bounce, it has that flavor, and that you know, it's got that appeal. Like for the clubs, for real, it's dope. It's just a dope record to bang out. But other than that, you know, it's a very honest record.
It's relatable.
Yeah,
you have song. I think the theme of this is relatability. We can relate to you.
Exactly.
And you know, I'm sure that has happened. You know, one time is a situation where you just got to that. You know, now that. Now, what does that? We don't know. We're letting y'all interpret it, but you know, now that you're touring and this is full time for you, how are you able to balance out those kind of relationships? I'm sure more women are throwing their drawers at you, which is a plus. But is there like time where you have downtime to even entertain dating or, you know, messing around, or it's just you so steadily focused on working right now?
I'm super focused on like work, but you know, when I have downtime, of course I think about it, but I know for a fact that right now is just not the time because it's just too much going on. I can't dedicate, like I'm the type of person I want to dedicate my energy into one thing, and I don't want to half-ass, like, you know, like something else, and then, you know, 50-50. It's like 100% like music right now, you know what I'm saying? I'm just focused on, actually I'm focused on doing my album now, you know what I'm saying? I'm in album mode now, you know what I'm saying? So while I'm on this tour, I'm trying to soak up all of the, you know, moments and everything like that, but I'm just focused right now, bro. Real, you know? I
appreciate your time, man.
Yo, thank
you.
You
gotta go, get back to the tour.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
When you come back, or even then, boom, when you get that Grammy, you gotta make sure, you know, you come back to the station,
bro.
You know?
I don't mind. This is dope, man. Appreciate you for having me, my guy.
If you ever need somebody in entourage, by the way, I'm always available to go on road.
Okay.
Look, the ones that you don't want to take, I take. I'm just saying.
We need somebody to clean the bus up, bro, if you're down.
Oh, boy. You don't treat me like that. All right. That's enough.com, Hot 97. My man MikeXAngel, we out.
Appreciate you guys.